Hello, Nadine here, back with you live on YouTube. Hope you are well and hope you are doing okay in these times. At the moment, I am, as you see in the title, currently on self-isolation. I'm on day, I think it's 6 of 7 now, on my own in my apartment. Everyone's been checking on me, everything's fine, but still got a cough to get rid of, though I think that was pre-existing before any of the current health scares, but gotta be safe and keep well. Today I'll be talking about, for many of you that are at home, things that you can do to kind of boost your mood, stay productive, stay high vibe, and also just give you a bit of a low by check-in because we are now in month 3, started this in January, it's now mid-March, going into the 3rd week of March. What does that look like for me? What wins have I had? What have I struggled with? If you're on the journey too, please put a little comment below, let me know how you're getting on and anything that you've been kind of worrying about. Maybe you had a time you had to spend more money, people going out trying to stock up on essentials at this time if they are being told to stay in. And of course that means that for some of us, and I know that happened to me when I tried to get a few things last week, nothing in my normal price range was there. I had to buy things which was either double or triple the price that was left in stores, and that meant going well over my grocery budget for the month, which may be the same for you as well. And maybe you just had other things come up, household repairs, etc., or you had a little moment of weakness and went out and bought a few things you maybe didn't need to, but that's where the triggers are. This is how we recognize what we're going on, learn from it, and keep doing better. So I'm going to jump straight in to my tips first of all, of what to do right now to keep your spirits up, and things that I'm doing that really work for me and work for other people, that I recommend them to as well. And then I'll give you a bit of a check-in and a great win that I will tell you about towards the end of this. So the first one is staying social. Now that is really important. That is about you reaching out to people, reaching out digitally, using all the mediums we can, whatever platform it can, whether it's video calls, groups online, people we haven't spoke to, you're just dropping a telephone message to them, maybe writing to relatives, especially elderly relatives, if you know they're not getting enough visits and they're at home, reaching out and actually sending something through the post so they get that gift. Finding new ways to communicate, because there's so many different platforms now. You can have video calls with 50 people, you can have little work parties and interact with each other. You can get your social groups online. You can watch movies at the same time and comment, or you can just simply pick up the phone and say hello to someone, drop them a little message, see if they're free, surprise them and invite their day. This helps them, but it also helps us to stay connected, less isolated, less on our own in this, realizing we've all got things to cry about, laugh about, share in exactly the same ways. And just by talking to someone, it can tremendously lift your mood. Also engages your brain as well, so it's a really good thing to do for yourself, for others, and because we are social animals and this is how we thrive. So let's get in there and let's get those good feelings going. Number 2 is physical exercise. Just referring to my notes here, physical exercise is great. With us sitting down more, people that are maybe working from home, people that have had to slow down, people that are being inside for whatever reason, we're already trapped in this sedentary lifestyle where we're very often at chairs, at our desk, behind a reception, behind a computer for a very long time, in cars, driving, and it means that it is affecting our body, our posture, our overall well-being. We know that when we stand, it raises our heart rate, it gets things going again, and also lowers your risk of many diseases and death itself. So standing, moving, being active, great thing to do for your body, for all of those kind of organs, your digestive system to move well, getting your heart rate going, building that muscle tone. You're going to boost your immunity. So even if you're feeling fit and well now, it's going to make you more resilient for any viruses, infections, anything that is to come. And you'll be in a better position to ward those off really quickly, get back to full health and get back to your routines. It also means that, if you want to look a certain way, if you want to be really slim and trim and get into that dress that you haven't been able to, or your favourite pair of jeans maybe are getting a little tight, this is the way to get that body up to shape. Use your time well And it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. You could do 20 minutes a day. You could do a few big rounds a week and then switch up your exercises. So some's toning, some's aerobics. You can go out for walks and runs. Just keep active as much as possible and pause throughout your day if you have been sitting down. You know, just a simple, oh, that even feels good now, rolling of the shoulders, just relieving that tension, kind of turning your neck different ways, stretching out muscles that have just been sat there, being strained, haven't been able to get that flexibility in. You know, do some top to toe stretches, try out some yoga, get in, be experimental, see what works for you. I just follow simple apps, I use videos online, I have some DVDs, so check things out, ask for recommendations, see what, you know, your friends are doing, what they like as well. And if there's something you've wanted to try, the time is now. There are so many free introduction videos, maybe free memberships for stuff online as well. Maybe you could even start a party, you know, if that's something you want me to do, but you could do things live and all get going together. Right now in my Emerging Warrior group over on Facebook, and the link will be down below if you want to go and jump into that amazing community of people that are lifting each other up to be warriors in their own lives. Then we are doing some workshops over there, things for parents of how to entertain and educate children, you know, keep their spirits up and lower anxiety, things around yoga poses and motivational speakers coming in. So this is a great platform, a great way for you to connect with like-minded people, stay social as I said before, but also be able to join in and do these things to keep yourself as healthy as possible. So what have I got for number 3? Excuse me. Having a good morning routine. I think that's essential right now, because I've been here, you know, I'm used to being on my own for a couple of days, but a whole week straight's been kind of like, what am I doing? And without a routine, I could have just slumped. I could have just ended up sleeping in all morning, not doing much, not getting dressed, not making an effort. Maybe just finding 48 hours has passed and I really haven't moved off between the sofa and the bed. But this means I get up, I meditate, I do some physical exercise, I jump in the shower, I get clean and dressed, I brush my teeth. I do all those things to really care for myself, putting me like top priority. So I'm number one. I'm the only person that can look after me. And how, if I want my day to be of benefit to me, to be enjoyable, then I have to do something for that to happen. And that means that me setting my day up right, so I run the day and the day doesn't run me, like the famous quote says. Do you want to just be a victim of your day, of your circumstance? Or do you want to feel like, I've got this, I know what I'm doing, I've got a list of things to achieve that are realistic, and I'm going to be able to do them and feel great at the end of the day. I'm looking after myself, my skincare, my hair, I'm grooming, you know, I'm doing things in the home and getting that all ready, whether it's a bit of cleaning you want to do in the morning, whatever it is to you, you know, pick a few things to make up your morning routine. Check out some videos online about what you can do, how winning CEOs or great entrepreneurs or great thinkers, the spiritual leaders of the world, what do they do in the morning to feel successful, to feel calm, to feel abundant, and to move forward with real purpose and confidence, because that is what we want. Don't go into your day feeling very unclear, like you've got brain fog, like things are just going to be too much for you, and feeling really anxious and worried before you've even kicked off past that, you know, morning coffee or tea. Let's start winning from the minute we wake up and instill the things in you that you want to be brought out throughout the day as well. So that's a really, really big tip. Number 4, eat nutritious diets. So this isn't about everything you have must be perfect, must be organic, must be meeting somebody's standard. Doesn't mean you have to be a vegan or a meat eater. Whatever it is for you. Even if you're eating junk food, pile in salad on top of your pizza, pile in some veggies on the side. I mean, do what you can to boost your nutrition. It's a great winner for all types of things, your skin, your hair, your eyes, if you want to be glowing, if you want things to grow in the right way, you know, if you want to be feeling good and not fatigued, if you want to get rid of some of those afternoon slumps where your energy completely dips. We all have a natural one, but some people throws them out of the game completely. You know, it's really about you thinking, what is going to work for me? How can I add in something? Can it be a morning smoothie? Can I put salad on the side of every meal? Can I throw some veggies into that lasagna or that mince or that bake, and just throwing in as much as you can, as many colours as you can, as much variety as you can. Make food fun, enjoyable, colourful, nutritious, and then know that every time you're taking a bite of it, you are feeding your body with the fuel you need. We all know how to run our vehicles. We all know it needs the right fuel, oil, maintenance, service to keep going and perform at its best. Our bodies are no different. Give yourself what you need to perform at your best, to feel good, to relieve yourself of those headaches. Drink enough water. Make sure you're hydrated, and make sure you're giving yourself enough vitamins, minerals, on antioxidants, all of these things, so that we can really, really feel like we're able to do the things we want to do and enjoy our lives in the right way, and of course be able to think really clearly, get to those higher brain functions, be creative, problem solve, and all of the good stuff. So that is another winning tip. And the last one from these things that you can do right now to stay high vibe is to go to bed at the same time every day and get a full night's sleep. Sleep is so important. If our routines are all off, if we're going at 2 a.m., then 10, then knocking out at 7 when we come home from work or wherever, and we're just not having a routine, our bodies can't really function as well. Our sleep hormones will kind of be all over the place. And if we're not getting a full night's sleep, we're not having time to rest and rejuvenate and let your body carry on doing the things it needs to do, the repair work, letting your digestive system slow down for a minute so other things can start to kick in, making sure that our muscles can rest. All of these things are really important, and it's a great time to just set yourself up for a good night's sleep, get a routine in. Pick a time that you want to try for the next week or two to go to bed, and try and get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and then see how you feel after a week of maybe drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, and keeping to a routine. And that in itself can just be a game changer without all the rest of it, without even exercising on top of it, just doing the basics and seeing if you're just meeting your body's basic needs. Oh my god, like suddenly I feel better. I'm not as foggy, I'm not getting headaches, I'm not knocking out as soon as I sit down on a chair. Loads of different things that you'll start to feel come to play. You're not getting the tummy aches and the cramps and the muscle aches. There are things that could be wiped out by those simple steps. So those are the 5 things that I really, really recommend. Staying social, physical exercise, having a good morning routine, eating nutritious rich diet, and going to bed on time with a full night's sleep. Those things will keep you in such a positive space. They'll tap you into the right things. What you put into your brain and your body is what you'll get out of it. So really think ahead about how you want to be benefited, how you want to perform in the world and show up for other people. And of course, this will really, really support you to get through any difficult times if you're in quarantine, self-isolation, if your city's on lockdown, if you're just feeling like everybody else has disappeared, or even if you're in a house full of people and like for the first time you've had to spend this long with them. It's not even like Christmas break where you know it's going to end soon. This could go on for a while. So let's find a way to really, really look after ourselves and find ways, things that you may have wanted to do for a long time, like learn to meditate or play a musical instrument or do something that you've been putting off, because right now time is a gift, so we must use it to our advantage, people. Oh, that was a lot to get through, right? I hope you found it really useful. Drop in the comments which one was your favourite and what you are going to try right now. And keep me updated with how it goes for you. Now, I want to just jump into a brief low buy check-in. For anyone that didn't know, I'll link the video. I'm doing a low buy. It means keeping to the essentials, sticking to my rules, which was being able to purchase 5 items of clothing for the year, redirecting money by sticking to a budget of groceries, of personal development, and of doing the basics, obviously paying mortgage, fuel for the car, all of those sorts of things that have to be paid, water, electricity, gas. Sticking to a budget for travel, so that's my petrol cost really, unless I have to get on the train for particular events, and obviously just not overspending in any frivolous ways, going out to eat all the time, going to the cinema, leisure activities, all of that. It's like, what do I really want to do? How do I want 2020 to be? How can I stop the spending habits that come from impulse? And then what can I do with my extra cash, time and energy and focus it in ways that are really going to make me happy. So one of my goals was to make an extra mortgage payment for the month, which I have done. So I wanted this year to make an additional mortgage payment because I only became a homeowner last year, so 2019. And I thought if that could be one of my goals, and then I'll move on to getting a big pot of savings, and then I'll move on to then working down that mortgage. But as a first step, I managed to do that, and it's only March, so really, really happy. And that's come from me sticking to what I said I was going to do and being able to have those funds to redirect it, keeping on track, keeping my dates with money so I can see what's going on in my accounts and keeping it fresh and happy and really positive, and really keeping my money mindset in a way that works for me, that I understand that it has to flow somewhere, it's always moving, let's have it work into my advantage. I'm not hoarding it, I'm not acting from a fear-based premise. This is all about abundance, this is all about me taking ownership of my life and what I do with the great things that I receive, being grateful for them, being appreciative, and understanding I can change things up and get a better result from what I am able to gain in my life. So definitely really happy with that. One extra month's mortgage payment, hoping to make that 2 by the end of the year. And I've also managed to stick to all of my budgets until right now, which I said my grocery budget is over budget. It's finished for March. I think I went about £10 over, but I have got enough to last me to the end of the month with all things except 2 fresh items, which are bread and eggs, and that's simply because, you know, you can't really get those 2 weeks in advance because they'll be off, and there also isn't any in the stores right now, so that's another issue. But all in all, I'm doing well, I'm on track. I've managed to save that money and redirect it. I did buy my 5 items, 3 in January and 2 in Feb, right at the end, or just 1st of March. So it's going to be difficult to think because I didn't spread those out. They were kind of planned purchases, things I wanted to replace. I needed my favourite white t-shirt from H&M, a new pair of ripped jeans, which I've got. So things that I already had on the list. But it means that if something comes up during the year, if it's not an absolute need to replace it, I can't just buy stuff. So that's gonna like freak me out. Lifetime of being a maximist when it comes to clothing, this is definitely a challenge for me. And there was a couple bits that I had allowed in my rules for my holiday, which now isn't going ahead. First time in my life ever been asked by the government not to leave the country and go anywhere in the world. Very, very strange feeling, very strange times. But, you know, that's the way things go, and this is for the good of humanity, which is obviously where it's at. So, of course, I'll comply. It does mean I've got a suitcase full of things packed that I can't use. Made me sad for a minute, but I know that things will be okay and I'll be able to travel as I did before and have a great time when the time is right. But yeah, so those extra things I bought were some sandals, some sunglasses and a cardigan for the holiday, and I was going to buy some sun cream, but I didn't get that in the end, so that will be whenever I need it. But yeah, they're all ready to go. They're all things, actually I can still use the sandals and bits in the summer, but it does mean that, yeah, I'm kind of at my limit for my rules of what I can purchase. I've still got plenty of toiletries, plenty of other things. Now I'm in more. Will those go down more than I expected? Probably, but there's still enough to get me through, you know, at least a few months, and it does mean that I can still budget for those in the future as and when I see they're needed, and they're things that I'm allowed to buy once they're all completely used up. So that's absolutely fine. I did find myself, and I realised it was an emotional trigger. I was ill, I was in bed, kind of a bit bored, and I started looking online at things. I had some emails I hadn't unsubscribed to, and they were starting to send out like sale things, and then I did like 3 wish lists on different clothing sites. Just kind of what would be my dream wardrobe, you know, the perfect handbag and the great jackets and coats and these shoes, if only I could ever find shoes that I actually wanted that were comfortable, and this, that and the other. And I have all these wish lists, as I'm sure many of you do, or baskets sat in other places, not intending to buy any of them, but it really showed me that there is an emotional trigger behind it. Some of this isn't need, some of this isn't planned. It's because I'm bored, I'm sick, feeling a bit down, feeling a bit sorry for myself, and I want to spend money to get something pretty to think about the future. And it was all about the future. Is I could wear this then, this would make me happy when I had this could be for this event, you know, things that haven't even happened or may never happen. Living in the future is obviously not a great thing to do. We miss being in the present. It can also raise your anxiety if it's about things that you're worried about, and it also means that I'm kind of living in the wrong place because I'm not really making the most out of now, and I'm spending for something that isn't even here and isn't benefiting me instead of looking after the Nadine I have today. So we definitely mess ourselves up sometimes by overspending for things like that, or for worrying about things in the past. And financially, that's an issue. Emotionally, I think it's really an issue as well. So it gave me a bit of perspective, helped me to ground myself again and realize, like, this is something I can work on now that I've identified it. So I was really, really happy it happened, and I was able to stop myself from actually just purchasing, because I could have. It makes it so easy when you don't even have to physically swipe a card or spend cash, all online. I wouldn't have even noticed, but I would have noticed once I started doing the check-in, and it would have had a consequence. But in the moment, things can be so almost invisible, it's like they're not happening. So that's kind of what I struggled with, what I learned emotionally, my triggers and things that I can now go and work on. Maybe you started to really take notice, if you're on this journey as well, about things that are making you move forward. Maybe when you're angry, you're mad, you're sad, you've got time on your hands, you're procrastinating about something else and trying to distract yourself. Whatever those issues are, the things that are pushing you into spending. It doesn't have to be on clothing, it could be on household goods, it could be on cars, it could be on holidays, it could be eating more food. Whatever those things are that are making you just go out and mindlessly going into that shopping habit, there's that basis for it somewhere, and it's about really figuring out what it is, why it is, how it makes you feel, what it's covering up for you, and then working on those things a bit deeper down to resolve that, so that when you do spend, it's intentional, it's enjoyable, and there's no negative consequence afterwards as well. So that's where I'm at. Obviously this is a great time for me and probably a lot of people in the world to get finances in order and plan and be productive, because we're not out, we're not spending money on leisure, we're not having the chance to walk past something and see it in impulse buy, we're not out with our friends. So really take some time to reprioritize, get your house in order, spring clean, declutter, do all the things that are going to make you feel good in your space and in your mental space as well. So your physical space and your mental space, and just put yourself first, because you are number one. You have to look after your health, your wealth and your happiness, and this is a great opportunity to really move forward with figuring out what you need, giving yourself what you need, and connecting with others to support them as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe. I can't wait to answer your comments. If you subscribe, you'll be able to get, or turn on that notification bell, you'll be able to get information about when a new video comes up. Also, you can follow me on my other social media channels, and like I said, I would love to have you in the Emerging Warrior Facebook community with those live workshops coming up soon, so we can really connect and talk to each other, and just get to know each other a little bit more as well. But thank you so much for watching. Your time is precious and it is greatly appreciated, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Bye.